Right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to day two of our graphics design experience. We are doing this live. All right, if you can hear me and if you are online, please kindly just drop your reactions, give me some thumbs up. Let me just know that I have people on ground. It's a 3-day live graphics experience, design experience actually, that we are all having. And the goal is that we will design together a flyer for this season. This is Christmas season, and I'm sure we are all ready to do this together. Creative minds in the house. If you are there, please just drop some reactions. Let me know that you are on ground. We are starting a bit late this evening, so apology on that. And we will be doing one or two things again today. So it promises to be interesting, and we will take it from there. Yes, we are having people joining us. Let us just still play around and then have more people to join us before we continue into this graphics design experience. Okay, while we're waiting for people to join us, I would like to say a big welcome to anyone that is joining for the first time today, and those that are returning, a big warm hug to you as well. Just single out 1 or 2 minutes to share this link on your status, have your friends come around to come and learn all for free. Yes, I'm doing this for free so that we can all have a very sweet December celebration. So you can just go ahead and then share this, the link to this YouTube channel, on your social media platform. And if this is your first time of visiting this channel and you've not actually subscribed, please do. Yeah, we have a lot of things that are coming up on this channel. It's a very, very young channel, but at the same time, we have a lot in stock for you coming up, and I'm sure you don't want to miss out. So just go ahead and then use this moment to click on the subscribe button. It's actually free to do that. Hope you know it doesn't cost you anything. Okay, so while we are preparing and getting ready for other guys to join us, I'm using Canva to do my presentation since I have made known to you that we'll be using Canva for this design. All right, so while we're waiting for other people to join us, let me just say one or few things to those of us that are already feeling the year is over. The year is not yet over at all. The year is not yet, it is not over until it is over. In fact, that's the saying, and I feel this goes a long way. We just practically have less than 10 days to the end of 2024, and it's about the time of the year that you are doing a recount of how much impact you have made and how much success you have recorded. And in case you have that person that is feeling down, please don't see yourself that way. The reason why God created our life experience in years, in months, in weeks, in days, in hours, and then in minutes, and then we have in seconds, according to the scientists, is that so that when we take the first day and we did not do well, we will make adjustment before we take the second day. If you have the first week and you didn't do well, you will obviously just pause and then make adjustments to do something different the following week. The same thing for the month and the same thing for the year. So 365 days is about to come to an end. And if you are that person listening to me, like you've not achieved anything this year, please don't feel it is over. You still have few more days to do that. But don't kill yourself at the same time. Don't live like somebody that is not going to live again, kind of. So next year is the year. Prepare yourself, prepare your mind, and then you will be able to do much more. But mind you, I would like to just drop this also to help you. I'm doing this so that we can have more people join, and then I will dive into continuation of where we stopped yesterday. All right, so if the only thing that you have done this year is just prayer and fasting, you are the type that doesn't miss, the early morning prayers of different platforms. In fact, you belong to like 50 of them. I want to say a big congratulations to you, but that doesn't equate success. And if you are that person that the only thing you did throughout this year was just to read, and you don't have other factors consider, I want to equally tell you congratulations. Maybe next year you even read more. You will add masters to your first degree. Probably you become a PhD holder, only for you to have that certificate and realize this will not drive in success. And if you are in the category of such person that is just feeling the other way around, you've done some other things and then they are not working, then please just know that success is like a table. It will not stand effectively on just one leg. You need several legs to make it work. And those four legs are key to life. One of it is the spiritual part. I know in Nigeria here, for those listening to me in Nigeria and Africa, we are spiritually conscious. We are conscious. Those that are not Christians and are Muslims are doing some other things, or to just be there spiritually, to be on point. But what about adding skills to yourself? God has not created lazy people. God has not created lazy man out there. He has created sensible, skillful people. All you just need to do is that you polish your skills, and then nobody can stop you. No man that is making wave in the world today, just rely on prayer. No man that is making wave in the world today, just rely on reading books. There are parts of success that you just need to combine all these. You read books, you pray, and at the same time you get skill. But all these three is still not enough. You now learn how to sell your skill. You pray, you read books, that's you get yourself informed, you learn skills, you understand, and then you learn how to sell. These are four major legs that you need to survive in 2025. So in case you have just done prayer this year, get ready to pray more next year. All right, if you are not adding the other four guys. All right, so, and if you are only learning and you have not learned how to sell what you've learned, then get ready to remain that stage, and the other way around. So please, I want to just prepare your mind as the year comes to an end, that you need more than prayer to succeed. You need more than just accumulating certificates to succeed. You need more than just ordinary skill to succeed. You need more than just knowing how to do business to succeed. You need these three in any area of life that you have chosen, in any parts that you have chosen, be it sports, be it comedy, be it, I don't know what you are doing currently. Even if you are selling, buying and selling, you need these four legs in order for your table to stand effectively in 2025. And please just make sure that you're on point with these three. All right, and we think we should be starting now. We have a lot of people on ground, so we appreciate if you can just drop reactions so that we know that you can hear me. Then we dive straight into day two of our graphic design program. So, sorry, I'm using Canva for presentation, so we may be experiencing some funny stuff now. All right, so I think we are on day two now, and tomorrow will be the grand finale of what we are doing. Yesterday, we started talking about uh, how to conceive the idea of what you want to do, and we want to just do Christmas flyer, and we talked about you doing research here and there. Please, if you missed that video, just go back and check the video on this channel. All you just need to do is to go to the live section, of this YouTube channel, and then you search out, and then you see the day one of the video. So I won't be doing serious talk about what we did yesterday, since we have it recorded. So welcome once again. We will continue from where we stopped yesterday. Yesterday, we were able to achieve giving our background a color. And just like I said, the first thing you do when you are doing your design is that you want to give your design this background where you can work with. because it is the first layer. Other things will come on it. If you start with other things, maybe you started with pictures, all those guys, what you just brought in that you need to get your job done, and you forget to do your background, it becomes difficult. It's like you need to sweep a floor before bringing in items into the room. But you ended up bringing in items. Now you want to sweep the floor. What do? You start removing those items again so that you can sweep properly. Or else the whole place will be messy. So the same thing is with graphics design. The moment you just get to this stage, make sure you prepare your background. And yesterday we had some colors of Christmas that we spoke about, and which I feel we should just introduce to this background. And this will give our background the touch of gradients, like I was saying. So I want us to just not leave this background black the way it is, but I will appreciate if we can have something that is more playful around the background. So what do we do? There are many, let me drag this my monitor to this point. All right, so there are many places where you can get resources, and part of them is Canva. If you go to Google to get resources, there is possibility of that resources that you are using to be flagged as copyright item that you just picked. All right, so Canva has made provision where you can lift resources all for free as long as you can have access to them, and they have this provision of Canva Pro. If you have Canva Pro, you can use any resources that you see there. Let's go to the element section. That's where we have the resources. And the moment you click on the element section, the element section now, you will see this array of things that you have here. Can you see them? There are countless number of them. All right, so I need to drag this man here. Don't mind this my logo that I'm putting all around. So let's move on. You have the search bar up here, and with this search bar, you can type and look for anything. The moment you just come here and type and look for anything. I've seen people, worried about how to search for things on Canva, and there are people actually giving out courses on how the keywords to use to get certain things. Let me bust your brain at this point. You don't need any of those things. All you need is ability to describe what you want. It's just like a baby that needs something from his dad, So, and once you approach your dad, you try to explain what you want. Daddy, I want biscuits. What kind of biscuit? Oh, I want cookies, all those stuffs. Or, daddy, I want sweets. What kind of sweet do you want? Candy, There are a lot of them. So you should be able to describe what you want. Let's say, for instance, I'm looking for bag. I'll just come here and just type bag. And then it will give me all categories of bags, that you can think of. We have the graphic portion of where, the result will be. We have the photo portion of where the result will be. And then we have the frame portion, and then we have the video portion. Then we have the audio portion in case you want to just put in music and all that. And then we have mockup down here. So if you scroll back up, sorry, I need to bring this guy up again. So if you go back up, and then maybe for this graphics, and then you click on select all, you will see all categories of things that you have here. And even from here, you don't need to go back. You can just switch from this top scroll that you have here. You can just click on photo and then move to the next one. You can scroll to frame. You can go to video. You can go to audio, mockups, and then so on. So that is how to search with, how to search out resources when you get to the element section of Canva. So for us now, we just want to introduce something that looks green in nature. And for me, I want to do something that will have like a mix of black and green. Now I'm teaching you how to create background in a way, actually. Understand? So if you are part of our masterclass students, I did a lesson on that. If you are not part of that group, you are missing out. I must say this at this point. You are seriously missing out. And the crazy thing about value is that you see what you refused to buy 10 years ago. All of you here can bear me witness. Today, in Nigeria, I don't know of other country anyway. Things that we even bought this same time last year is not the same price today. And that is how value is. What you refuse to buy now, you will pay expensively for it later. You understand? So if you can't get it now, education that they were forcing you to, oh, come and get YA, come and get this so that you gain admission. You say, no, 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 I'll do it next year. I'll do it next year. The same, it will shock you that the same money you are using to buy jam form maybe now is what somebody else used to pay those school fees while he was in school. Let's assume maybe by then you were of that age that could go to school and then you ignore. Now you are going to pay more for it. So please, if you are not part of that, training, go and learn it. Learn what is trending. Learn what will trend. Don't get stuck in the past. No business, all of you will agree with me that no business will survive. We are going to that age where things are going into the space of internet. You wake up one day, you won't see shops again, physical shops. Everyone will just be from wherever they are and just please order online and go on. And that is where the life is gravitating to. The earlier you recognize this better. I can't preach much about that, but I just pray you won't be caught in that sector of those that just feel this is not necessary. So please go. The details to contact the admin that we enroll you will be dropped in the description section of this live chat. So go ahead and then just learn the skill. We are teaching you skill. We are not teaching you software. Note that there's difference between graphics design skill and software. If I just want to teach you software, I'll teach you how to use Canva and that's all. You come and drag this here. But the integral part of graphics design is what we are teaching you. So let me move on so that I won't drag us back. So I want to introduce something to this our background. Let me go back and let's see the background again. So this is the background here, black. But I want to bring in some things that will just make it look a little bit more of a mixture of black and other color. Can someone suggest among the Christmas colors, the color that we feel we can mix with this background and then it will be more sweet, right? So the color that you feel will be good for this background. I want to see reactions from those that are online currently. So please just give us things that you feel that we can add to this, and then we will know that, okay, someone said green, someone said gold, someone said white. Okay, I can see red color. Okay, what we'll do is that we'll just bring in some of these Christmas colors and then green. I think green and black are very cool. Now, mind you, when you are choosing a background, let me also chip in this so that it will be like a bonus to those that are not in the masterclass. When you are choosing a color for a background, you don't use too contrasting color as such, especially when you are going to do a gradient kind of background, so that they can be easy flow. When you look at the sky, when you look at the sky most time, you will see this gradient that we are talking about. Graphics design is all about what God created, nature. If you can study nature very well, you will fly, and nobody will put a limit to where you can go. All right, so when you look at the sky, you will see the mixture between white and blue. Now, when you begin to migrate from the white to blue, maybe once it is getting towards evening, you will see this very, very well explained. The moment you are moving from white to blue, right? So, and then you will begin to notice a gradual shift, from color white to color blue, and then we'll tag that place sky blue, that kind of a thing, or we call it faint blue, or we call it light blue. People just give colors different names. Ladies will help us out. So, the same thing when you are trying to form a background, you must not use things that are contrasting. You will not suddenly just see from white to red. It's not possible. Are you getting it? You will not see things like from white to red. What you will see is a gradual shift from white to the neighboring color that is close to what do you call it, a white now. For those of you that are in the masterclass, you remember that I told you that there is a female part and a male part of every color. So if you really actually want to mix between white and green or white and this, you go to the color close to the family of white in the family of green, so that you can mix them together, just like the way we have it also in major states in Nigeria. When people want to cross marry in those days when there was no access to travel like that and mix with ourselves, you notice that people at the border of a state easily marry people at the border of the other states because they are close to themselves. That explains another form of gradient to you. So that is what gradient is all about. So let me go to the element section and then let's look for a green color. But now we are not just looking for a green color. We look for something to describe the green that we're talking about. So let me see smoke, because a smoke will give us a gradient. All right, let me say a smoke of green color. Just type it the way you feel like. Oh, you can use your language. If the result is there, Canva will give you. All right, so and if the result is not there, you will not see it, so you have to retype something else. Let's look for smoke of green color and let's see what will come out. Okay, this is mock-up, so you have to slide back to where you have graphics or where you have photos so that we can see something. Can you see what is coming out? Can you see this? Can you see? There are many of them here, actually. Can you see? When we put smoke of green color and then we have this, it's even giving us red and yellow. So I think it's exhausted with the option of green that he has. So can you see them? So there are many of them in this category. Let me put cloud of green. Let's see. Let me put cloud of green. These are things that represent gradient. Cloud will also look like a gradient. Smoke we also have a gradient representation. Can you see that? But if you just come here and then you just type green, then it will give you something entirely different from possibly what you're looking for. Okay, so it's giving us one smoke here, but it's not really giving us that full thing that we want. Can you see? Can you see many of them? The Canva is still loading for these other parts. All right, so that could be network. So let's go back to that smoke of green, and then, or we just go for cloud of green color. So cloud of green, because I've searched for it before to be among my recent item. Okay, let's bring in few of them. I think this is not bad. So let me scroll up and see if we could get a better option. You have to be careful in your selection. You know what you're looking for. You just want to form a cloud. So it would be wrong if I pick anyone that looks like a solid shape, mind you. So we just wanted something that could just give us the cloud nature of green. So we are scrolling up to see if we could see other option. Now, this is where design is actually difficult. When you are getting resources to use, you must be patient. And that's why you see some design will take you 1 week, some will take you. And if you are looking for resources, especially when it comes to picture, it is not all resources that you ever see. Some of them you have to create them. So what do? You take pictures. That's why you see that companies will pay celebrities big money, because you won't come here and see Funke Akindele. You won't see her anywhere, and you can't use her picture anyhow for your brand. If you use a picture for anything and then you have not properly consulted her and then pay her, if you are still selling kola nut on your street, nobody will come for you. But if you are a major company like Glo and then you need to use a picture for any of your stuff, you need to agree with her. So some of those resources like that, you have to go to the person, take picture, and then, or probably they'll give you some of their pictures that they have. You don't just flaunt people on the internet, or you don't just use people for your design anyhow. So I'm just trying to see the green that we can use, but let me go up. I think I saw one at the beginning that is not too bad. Let's try and then use this guy and see. All right, so can you see this? This is not bad. This actually is not bad for me to use. You can rotate it. You can do anything you want to do with it. You can actually still, let's see if we can reduce the transparency. You can reduce the transparency if it is shouting too much. All right, so I just wanted something that will, that will just make sense around my design. Okay, let's see if we duplicate it. And another thing you can actually do to this is that you can change the color. So all you just need to do is select it, and then you go to effects, and then you come to dual tone. And then can you see, you can change the color to anything you want around here. Can you see that? So if you actually want to change it to the gold, to the red color that you want, whatsoever color that you want it to be, you can come here and then change the color to whatsoever form you want. All right, so let's close this. Let me delete this and let's bring in another one. And so that we can have as many as possible to play with. I want something that actually form that. Okay, let me see this guy. Yes, this is not bad too. We can just bring in this. You can play around it. Let's look for another color and see what the background will look like. We can put gold. Since someone said gold is cool. All right, so we have some color for gold here. So you can just bring in anyone that you feel that is okay for you. This is another one. This gold and black, they are really, really too contrasting. I don't think it will go well to form our background. Green is better combined with black. Let's bring in red and let's see what happens. We're trying to work on our background. It's one of the most crazy parts of design when you are carrying out design to create the background. So it is difficult. Some people, what they will just do, I'm picking in red now. Red also is not bad for what we are doing here. Okay, so this is the idea. We have black, we have gold, and we have green. Can we have people just make comments which one you feel we should use? But for me, obviously, gold and black are too contrasting. If we begin to put other things on it, it will distract. It will take away the beauty of the design. All right, so can we have people just make comments on what color you feel we go well currently? With my explanation, let me remove this my logo. All right, so with my explanation, what color do you feel we go well combining with black? We are just trying to form a background for our design, and it will be nice that we choose something that is okay. Characteristics of a good background. While I'm waiting for people to just drop their comments, all right, I'm seeing comments coming in here. Before I do the characteristics of a good background, let me do shout out to a few people that are online currently. Okay, Daniel, I can see you. Susan, welcome. Joseph, you can be cited very clearly from here. Yes, Ruth, I can also see you. Shola, you're welcome. Mercy, Oreoluwa, Esther, Aziz, Toyin, Kenny, I can see you guys. Shout out to every one of you. And I think a lot of people are actually voting for green. So we will be doing away with our gold color. But let me just give you the characteristics of a good background in design. Number one, your background is not the food. Go and listen to yesterday's lecture on what we did, so you understand what I'm saying when I say your background is not the food. Your background is actually not the food. It is just there to carry the food. So background should not be over celebrated more than the food. You are not serving the pot. It is just there to accommodate the food you want to cook, you want to dish out. So background should not be celebrated as such. Background should complement other things that you are bringing on it. The moment background don dey show body, the thing go be like say security don dey form oga for house. Na so the matter be. All right, so background is just like what is securing everything that you have, but at the same time must not be too noticed. No security put on what do Hausa people call it now? Baban riga to work. You don't. Security don't put on suits and then stay by the gate. You don't as such, especially in Nigeria. Yeah, there's a way you must dress that you should not be overshadowing your boss. And that is exactly what is going on when you are designing background. Your background should not be noisy. I need to run now because our time is fast spent. So we will just make do with green. And then this red, I don't think we should mix a lot of backgrounds, a lot of colors in our background. Let's leave out red also. Then I would like to just make them faint so that they will not be too disturbing. If we get to that point where we will need them, then we can actually just increase their brightness if they need be. So this is not bad. Let me duplicate this. You can duplicate as many as possible and then just make the background have that feel that you want. And whatever now. So I think it's cool this way. Let's leave it this way for now. So this is a background. And do you know the crazy thing? These are some things that people are doing and then they sell to Canva. Because all those things that you see on Canva, actually, some people design them and they push them to Canva to buy. And Canva will buy. But before you get to that stage, man, you would have proven yourself as a serious, confirmed graphics designer before such companies will begin to buy your products. Some people have it on Pinterest. Those things that you see on Pinterest that you can go and download easily and nobody's laying claims on them as to copyright. it is because somebody designed those things, sold those items, or gave those items to be used freely on those platforms with their consent. One, either to showcase their brand, to make people see what they do and all that. So they gave that liberty for everybody to download. If you go to Pinterest, of course, you will see, let's go to Pinterest and then see background. All right, so let's go to Pinterest on your phone. Where's my Pinterest now? All right, this is it here. So you go to Pinterest and then just search for background. You can be specific about it. We can do just we will do black and green gradients background. So you just search for it. So let's wait for it to load. So can you see them? Can you see many of them? And I think can you see? This is making sense. This is making a whole lot of sense. So can you see different types of background that you're seeing? And I'm sure what we just did now is not looking like any one of them. Can you see different of them? So people design this and they have put it up there. You too, you can design one. But there are principles, there are concepts that backs designing backgrounds up. These are what some people are doing, and that's what they do for a living. They make serious money. All they just do is background. They don't even care about the flyer. They don't even care about the fonts you are putting on it. Their job is to just come up with background. Like this one that has this water splash here. It is well taken in form of picture, and then they did some other photo editing for it. Can you see that? So many of them are just here. Countless. Somebody like you designed this, but you can't turn out this kind of result if you are not skillful. Permit me to talk to those that actually are fan of attending free online classes. Free online classes are good, but the truth of the matter is that a free online class is just like you making a movement around a roundabout. You will never arrive anywhere. It is just a journey around a circle. It's just a journey around a circle. You understand? What free online classes do to you is that they make you see the possibility in you and what you can become. They point at it. So, but for some people, they just remain at that free online classes. They begin to do a U-turn around it. All right. So you don't want to just move on in life. All you just want to do is just to get everything for free. If everything is free, everybody should be rich. Just note that. All right. So, and the moment anybody's giving you anything free, you understand? Just know that they have made their money somewhere else. They are only giving you the crumbs. You can also become like them. Like what I'm sharing with you here, somebody designed all these things, and you can use your Canva to turn out most of this design. Can you see them? Can you see them? All right. So this one is just a glow of black. A glow of green on black. So it is not that difficult. It is never that difficult. So, and we will just be doing well if we can know this process. And one of the ways to do this is that you submit yourself to somebody that can train you. I know there are a lot of people online now that are scamming people, but you are the one falling for them. Why? Do your diligent search about anybody that is knowledgeable about this before you commit your money. Check them out on social media platform. I don't think anybody will want to risk his stake on any social media platform just because of your 10,000, 20,000, or even if they are collecting 100,000, because those platforms will pay them better than you. So the moment they don't have a representation online, one, two, if you're in Nigeria, if such business is not registered with any of the Nigerian agencies, just know you are dealing with somebody that will soon scam you. Are you getting it? I'm glad to announce to you that Kiran is one, turning out people in numbers to become giants in graphics design. In case you really want to take this as a passion and you are looking for somebody that will mentor you, I would like to be your personal coach. I would like to be your personal mentor, and I won't leave you till you are done. All right, so let's move on. Can you see different design background inspirations that we can equally get from here, and then we move on. All these can be used, but be careful. Somebody designed them, made them public. That means a lot of people have access to them. So once you are using them, don't be disappointed at the end of the day in case you are turning out something crazy. I have one background here. I would like us to do another background before we proceed. So I will create a new workspace, just minimize, and then come to the plus bar and then add a new worksheet. So we have another new black. So let's go to our element, and then we are going to search for I want this grain that spread out. So we call it this grain that spread out from the center. Actually, I'm looking for a short way to describe it. Glow. God bless you. You know, when you hold a torch or when you are looking at the sun, the way it glows, the center is thick with the white color, whatsoever color you want to give the sun. And then as it is spreading, then it is reducing. So we just come here and just put glow of green. I'm just trying to describe it. You can have a better description. Not necessarily you use what I'm using to describe this when you are searching for your, resources. All right, so let's go. So glow of green, let's see what comes out. Oh, this is not giving me what I want. Let's scroll up. Maybe it could be there. Okay, glow of green is not coming out. Let's look for something else. That's how funny it can be when you are actually okay, let's do gradients. Let's do gradient of green. So let's see, maybe we have something in that regard. Okay, it's giving us, okay, perfect. Look at it here. This one here, the third or the fourth row towards the right hand side. So we have it there. Can you see another one here? So let me pick the first one and let's see what it looks like. Can you see? We saw something like this in one of those places that you just saw on Pinterest now. Somebody just made that and then put it here. And he has probably, if you sold it to Pinterest or whatsoever platform is responsive. All right, so let me reduce this gradient also. Let me reduce this gradient to yeah, you can reduce it. You can change the color if you don't like the color. In fact, once you can get what you want and it's not looking like the color you want, that one is very simple to do. You can just go and then change the color, go to effects and move to dual tone, and then you change the color to whatsoever color that you want to give it. All right, so I think this is not bad. Remember, I told you your background must not be shouting too much so that you can give it that tone that you want. So for this, you can bring it up here. All right, so you can bring it up here. You can duplicate it and bring another one down here. All right, so these are different varieties of background that you can actually have for your design. But mind you, be careful when you're doing this. And then let me just crop this so that it will not really affect our movement of things once you're doing your work. All right, so let me delete this and then get this duplicated. Then I can rotate it. Why I'm doing this is to create balance between the two. What is up will be what will be down. And I am good to go. This is another keyword in design. What you do to your right hand side, you must do to your left hand side in most cases to have that balance feel. If somebody does not like this, you can bring it to the side. I can rotate it this way. All right, 90 degree will tell me that is on point. So I bring it to this side and then I can bring this guy also to here. So we have two. I want to do 90 degree again. So we have two different background that we can use for our design. Okay, let's move on. I think this is at the center. No, not yet. So position it to be at the center. It must be balanced. All right, so we can just proceed from here. We have two different backgrounds for this design. The first one here and then the second one here. So I want to bring in other elements that we want to use that are Christmas related. I think some people are asking questions, so let me just attend to one or two notes here. Please, can you also do recording while teaching for us? Yeah, there's a record for it actually. So like yesterday, the record is there. Somebody said, let's go with green because when other elements start entering, the flyer will remain catchy. I love this. Your opinion counts, please. If you have anything that comes to mind in terms of suggestion and all that, I'm not teaching you per se. I am only carrying you along as a co-designer. So we are designing this together. This is a special 3-day class. Your opinion seriously counts. So bring it up and then I'll be glad to just have you contribute. So once we are done with this, I have just 7 minutes more left, so I will see what I can do. But we must finish this design tomorrow. Tomorrow is the grand finale, but we must finish it tomorrow. So once we are done with this, we will begin to bring in Let the last thing that you do to your design be the font or the text or the typography, like some of you that have gone to Harvard of graphics design, we call it. But font, text, typography, they are actually the same thing. Don't mind the word or the terminologies used by different graphics designers. So that you call it font, text, or typography, you are good to go. All right, so let that be the last thing that you will probably introduce into your design, but you just have in mind, this is where I want to put my text, this is where I want to put my font. All right, so I want us to bring in some other things that will look good with this design now. Now we are done with the background. We have two backgrounds. I'll be working with either of these two backgrounds. When we finish, we choose between design A and design B, and then we are good to go. Always create that option once you are designing, so that it will give you the opportunity to just come out with the best. So the next thing I want to do is to bring in Christmas related pictures. So I want to. There's nobody that doesn't know Christmas bell. There's nobody that doesn't know Christmas, all those Christmas stars that dangles, Christmas trees. But I don't want us to use trees. It's very, very common. I just want us to use something simple. An idea is coming to my head. If you feel it's cool, please drop it, on the chat note box, and then I'll pick it up. I think we should just do something that is looking like you are dangling one of or two of those bells, from the top. Okay, so then we can now have the ground part, maybe probably layer with all those green related grass Christmas stuff. Okay, so this now I'm talking to you now is the next stage of design that we actually should have taken care of, and that is the layout. There are different layouts that are used in design. Is that you have your picture halfway, you have your text halfway, or you don't even want to have pictures, you just want to have text in the middle, or you don't want to have text, you just want to have a picture, and that's all. That's graphics design actually. So, and there are diverse ways of doing that. So what we are doing now is the layout of what our design will be. So an idea that is coming to my head is actually that we do something that is dangling. Maybe one of those Christmas balls, the green, the gold color. Since we have used green, we may not necessarily use green again. We can use red of those dangling Christmas ball, and then we can use the red, we can use the gold, we can use the star form of it. Let's go and then bring in one or two of them anyway. So we go to our elements again. If you have other places where you can get resources, there are websites where you can get resources. Most of them you will pay. You understand? Especially when it becomes things that are very catchy, you have to pay. So let me put Christmas bell. Okay, let me put Christmas bell and let's see. Oh, sorry, ball. I don't want that bell. It's too common. Make it look like all those olden days design. Okay, we can see some of them here. Can you see them? Can you see them? And they are actually not looking bad. Actually not looking bad. The one with rope is what I want. I don't want the one without rope. So we begin to just drop them as soon as we are seeing them. The network is a bit fluctuating here. Okay. Let me go for this gold first and let's have it dropped. Let's go for this gold and then just have it drop. And then let's bring in some other resources that we can see. You can bring in as many as possible. The one that you don't want, you will throw it away. Okay, so I'm bringing in, I saw one other beautiful one the other time. Let's see what we can do with that. Let's see what we can do with that. So, let's see what we can do with that. Okay, let me see. I'm just trying to bring in a lot of this stuff and then know the one that will go well. This part of design is actually very, very demanding and crazy, so we just have to be careful and not just do anyhow. Okay, so let me see if I can drop these also. Okay, I've had something like a red related. Let me see, and then we go back again and check. We can bring in as many as possible, and then Over time, we just know what we are doing with them. We just suggest and then we move on. Let me do this. And after we have done this, we should be calling it a day. The time is fast spent. And then we know that arrangement of those stuffs is what we'll be dealing with. And possibly, let me bring in this box and let's see what happens also with it. Let's leave it there. Okay, I want something more interesting. No, blue is not a color. Okay, this is green actually. This is green. So we will leave all these guys here that we are using. So what I'm going to achieve with this is that I want to do something that is dangling, but I equally want the one with some little stuff. Okay, so let's go and then search for it. Okay, the network is a bit disturbing currently. Okay, let me prick in this and then bring it in also. This is another one. You can bring in as many as possible. So when we get there and we feel like we don't need it, we discard whatsoever we have. Let me minimize them. And we have brought in our pictures. There are different ways of positioning pictures in design. And I will start with that tomorrow. It's something very, very important that you should know. You understand? And I'll be using nature to illustrate that. Okay, so we should call it a day for today. Tomorrow will be the grand finale, actually. Time is fast spent. I don't want to keep every one of you more than necessary. A big thank you to everyone that has joined, and I want to say a big shout out to you all. Yes, I have some beautiful comments here. Okay. Yeah, it's recorded. A lot of people are asking if this is recorded. It is actually. It is recorded. All right. So, and we are done with making our background today. Just a recap. And we've succeeded bringing in few of these design elements, or resources that we serve as picture to make our design suites. In wrapping up, I just want to tell you that the graphics design is not simple. It is a combination of all or any of these four items that I'm going to, mention to you. Is it that you have text, which is font, which is type font or typography, the way you want to put it, text, pictures, shapes, and line, and then you have color. These are the four things that forms graphics design anywhere. So is it that you have the four of them combined in a design, or two of them, combined in a design, and that is what forms a good graphics design, or the components. Now, your arrangement, placing them, and then making them to pass the right information now depends on you. It's just like the way I'm going to give you ingredients to make food. I can give you rice, give you this, give you that, give you the oil, give you the salt, give you all the spices that you need. That doesn't still make you a good cook that will turn out the good food. It is the skill in you that will now put all these things together in the proper way that it should be, that will be catchy to people. On that note, I want to hand to this, day 2 of this graphics design live experience. Tomorrow will be continued by God's grace. Don't come late. We apologize for starting a little bit late today, but tomorrow we will be on point and we'll be wrapping it up. We have our designs done and you will love it. I'm very, very sure we will love it because we are all putting this effort together. So thank you very much for joining, and it's my pleasure having you around to learn within this space. Till I come your way again tomorrow, same time, please invite your friend. Don't stop being creative. You can go through the video again and then, come up with one or two things that may be coming up in your mind. Tomorrow you share with us on the chat box and then we'll move on. Lastly, before I go, if you have any question, please just pen it down somewhere. We will be attending to you on another platform different from this YouTube, which is Google Meet, where I can hear your voice live and direct, and you will also hear my voice. Thank you very much for joining, and I will have to go now. We will meet tomorrow and we'll be rounding it off. Bye till we meet tomorrow by 5 p.m. again.